We're also being joined by Fumilayo Fameso, who is currently with the Punch newspaper. Thank you very much, Fumi, for joining the show. Always a pleasure having you. It's been a long time I've had Fumi on the show. Fumi, I would say thank you for joining, and this is not love lost, but it's good to have you back, my runaway friend.
Hi, good morning, Udoka, right? So let me just correct you there. I actually work for Pulse Nigeria, not Punch newspapers.
Oh, okay.
So yes, it's good to have you. It's good to be here again. It's good to see your face again. It's good to talk athletics again in the game.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. You know, we were talking earlier about the challenge of Nigerian athletes. In this age and time, we're still here discussing visa issues, kids problems, the AFN not supporting these athletes, and it feels like we're not learning any lesson, and no one is being punished for the lackadaisical attitude towards our sports.
Yes, actually, you said it all. You know, when these issues keep reoccurring year after year, this is not something that started this year or 2 years ago. I'm talking of decades. I'm talking of 10, 20 years ago, 30 years even, if I'm to be honest. Because I wrote something on X. I said the Nigerian athletics team have never had a full box of kits for their unveiling before. This is since the 80s. The only time it was close to it, like maybe they had like half of those kits that we saw the likes of USA, Great Britain, or other countries like Jamaica have, was in 1999 and 2000 when FILA was still kitting Nigeria. And it was not even a full box. So it's a situation whereby even when we have full sponsors, like we have kit sponsors, the federation, they don't actually give out these kits out to the athletes in full. And, you know, this thing has been happening. I remember the days of Olusoji Fashiba. He complained about the same thing. He was made to run it. He was made to be on the podium with an Adidas kit during when he won the world indoor title in 2007. So, you know, when you look at Olusoji Fashiba's case, and we are in 2005, and the same thing is still happening, it just shows you that nobody cares about what is going on in the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. I'm happy that this thing is becoming, we are in social media age whereby everything can be put out, you know, on social media, everybody can see it. And now they are getting the sticks. I hope the right things will be done so that people will know that whatever you are seeing on social media when it comes to the AFN is not even, it's like a Niagara when you look at the situation that is actually going on within the federation. So I'm happy these things are coming out now. I hope that something will be done, because this was how it happened in Tokyo, this was how it happened in Paris, and nothing was done about it. I hope now that everyone is aware that there is something actually wrong. The administrators, those in charge of Athletics Federation of Nigeria, there is something wrong. They are not managing the federation well. Maybe now the higher people will step in, the World Athletics will step in. So that's what I have to say. This is not something that started this year. It has happened. It has been reoccurring in decades. I'm talking of far back as the early 90s. So now that we are in the social media age and this thing is now open, I'm glad that everybody can see how it's going.
All right, and of course, when these things keep happening, some of these athletes keep showing up and they keep representing and they keep giving their all for the country. But the question is, what does the country really give back to these athletes? Now, some of the athletes over there, for example, Nigeria's Chukwuebuka Enekwechi, he finished 5th in the men's shot put final at the championships in Tokyo, recording a best throw of 21.52 meters. And the national record holder ended just outside the podium positions after securing his place in the final with a throw of 20.83 meters in qualification, advancing to his 3rd consecutive global final. Brian Cruiser of the USA won the gold medal with a season's best of 22.34 meters, while Mexico's Uziel Munoz claimed silver with a national record of 21.97 meters. Now, moving on to long jump. Nigeria's hopes of a podium finish in the women's long jump at the championships ended on Saturday as Brume and Prestina Ochonogor failed to progress from the qualification round, both of them falling short of the automatic mark of 6.75 meters and also missing out on a place among the best 12. Brume recorded the best of 6.46 meter in Group B that left her 10th in the group and 19th overall. 19-year-old Ochonogor, who was making her national debut at the World Championships, managed 6.05 meters in Group A to place 16th in the pool and 33rd overall. Now, this also shows the struggles of these athletes. But I'm going to ask you, Fumi, don't you think that if these athletes, for example, Favour Phili, who has gone on to represent Turkey, don't you think they will do better when they represent other countries? But of course, they keep giving their all to Nigeria, but it's just sad that no one in the country ever expects any medal from our representatives over there in Tokyo, apart from Tobi Amusan.
You said it, Favour Phili's case was just an eye-opener on what is actually going on in these athletes' minds. It's not just a Favour Phili. Other athletes were thinking about it. They thought about switching their allegiance. But when they look at the fact that we are Nigerians, we are patriotic, I would prefer to win a medal for my country than to win for another country. And then probably their family, then they have to doubts about it, and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to stay on with whatever is going on in the country. But that does not mean that they should not be taken for granted.
Yeah.
You said it now that Tobi Amusan is only medal hopeful. We also have Ezekiel Nathaniel in the men's 400-meter hurdles. The guy is a big prospect. He's actually the next big thing in Nigerian athletics after Tobi Amusan. And I hope that everything that is going on now, they can actually work things out together, not just for him, but for those that are coming up. You mentioned Ochonogor now. Ochonogor is still 19-year-old. If they are well taken care of, if the right things are done, if the administrators do their jobs perfectly, there's no reason why we shouldn't be having medals in early. I said something earlier on. I said Nigeria, when it comes to talent, Nigeria should be struggling. They should be fighting with the USA when it comes to medals at major championships. But it's just so unfortunate that we have a country, or we live in a country whereby the administrators don't care. They only focus on a certain sport. But athletics can actually do more because we have more than enough talent. Tobi Amusan is giving everything for the country. She has qualified for the semis. She's going to qualify for the final, hopefully. And then there are so many much more. There's so little that she can do. We can't put the whole weight on Tobi Amusan. She has had enough. And that, I believe that was why she had to do the kids thing, that she had to make it public. But others, are they mentally strong, physically strong enough to cope with what Tobi Amusan coped with? If things are not done in place, if everything is not put in place, I'm sorry, but in the next 1 or 2 years, we are going to have more Favour Philis representing another country. Wow. So yes, there's more to do, a lot to do. In fact, I don't mind us going a year without athletics in major championships. I don't mind, as long as the federation is put in place, things are done in place with the federation. Then we can come back and say, yes, we want to start fighting for medals where we belong to, like we used to be in the 80s and 70s.
Right, I'll take it off from where Fumi stopped, where she said she doesn't mind if we don't have athletics for a year. Piggyback to football. We've not gone to the World Cup the last time in Qatar. 4 years later, we are still not, it doesn't look like we're going to the World Cup. So it means that we've had 8 years of going back to the drawing board. And I hate to tell you this, we're still back to square one. It feels like even if we don't go for any of these tournaments, we still do not learn our lessons, Gomidepo.
Well, I think I would agree with you on that. Absolutely. It is not about not going for these competitions. It is about what is being done when we do not go. How are we preparing for the next 4 years? I mentioned it a couple of days ago that the best thing for us is not to even go for this World Cup. Let's perish the idea of going for the World Cup. Now, but let's put our house in order. We have the next African Cup of Nations in November, December. What is happening? What is the preparation towards that, right? That would justify, or that would be like a window or something for us to look at for the next 4 years as well. Let's prepare. Now, like Fumi rightly said, she had mentioned a lot of things and talked about the fact that even if let's scrap 1 year and not go for any competition in athletics. But the question is, if we do not go, or when we don't go, what is happening behind the scenes? How are we putting our house in order? That matters a lot. So for me, it is not just about missing these competitions or not participating in these competitions. It is what is being done behind the scenes to make sure that even if we do not attend, by the next competition that is coming around the corner, we can say for a fact that we did not attend the last one, but this one that we are attending, we are going for good, and we are getting absolute medals, bringing medals back home. That for me, I would say, is success. It is not just wasting 8 solid years like what has happened in football. If you ask me, it has been a solid wasted 8 years. Because if you look at those 8 years, there has not been a solid medal to say we've won in football. And we just keep on repeating patterns. That is the problem for me. You can't go from Peseru to a Malian Ten Hag. It is not done in any way. You know, but if we talk, they'll say it's because we are not part of this people. But what I'm trying to say, in essence, is the fact that let's leave these players in particular, those that are participating in this competition. Let's look at the house itself, the federations themselves. What are they doing? You wonder why these players are performing at their club sites but can't perform in the green and white jersey.
Right.
You wonder why these athletes are running in their different institutions or for their different clubs and getting a solid performances. But when it comes to putting on the green and white jersey, then there's always something happening.
Right.
And you expect science and wonders to happen. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. For me, I know you have to go. It is Sunday. You have to give us Sunday rice. But before you go, let me ask you, Tobi Amusan is in the semifinals. Are you one of those people expecting at least bronze medal from Tobi Amusan?
Okay, so yes, like you said, at least a bronze medal because she's the world record holder, so you can never write her off. But the women's 100-meter hurdles is one of the most, if not the most competitive track events in athletics. When I say competitive, I'm saying we have like 5, 6, 7 hurdlers that are capable of medalling, you know. So it's going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough. I said something in a show some days back. I said, if Tobi can bring back a 2022 form, that's how break the world record, then probably, yes, she can actually medal. It's not even probably, she's going to medal. But then you have, since 2022, you've had like 3 to 4 athletes step up, and they've been giving us the same time that she was running as at that period. I'm talking about the 12-2, the 12-1. So if Tobi is going to medal, then she will need to drop a 12-2 at least. But then we have like 4 or 5 athletes that are there. But if she does get a medal, if she does get a bronze medal, a silver, or probably the world title, it's going to be an overachievement. Considering where she has been coming from, you know, after winning the world title, the 2023 challenges, changing her coach, joining a new coach this season, going to Jamaica, you know, starting all over again. So it's going to be an overachievement if she's able to get a medal. But I'm not writing her off. I think she can do it as the world record holder, and she has that mental capacity to deal at the big stage. So yes, at least a bronze medal. Yeah, I'll give it to her.
At least a bronze medal. But in 2022, Tobi was 26. Now she's 29. So we wonder if she has that strength to carry her. But of course, we wish Tobi all the best in that one semi-final that will be going down later today. And hopefully she makes it to the podium and get to finish up with a medal. We will definitely celebrate Tobi Amusan, win or lose. All the athletes, we will definitely celebrate them. Thank you very much, Fumi, for joining us. Maybe after the show, I'll call you to give you the location to pick up my Sunday rice. But thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
All right.